which is God in my life, and putting him first. After losing my mom, that was something that I never thought I would ever get back to. I thought that it would take me forever before I would be able to have a relationship with Jesus again, because I was struggling. And so working with you and working through what is going on through my mind and, gaining that relationship with Jesus again is important. I think that having these steps and these building blocks that I know I can turn to him when I'm having a rough day or whenever something is going on in my life, that I will turn to him first before I'll turn to chocolate or food or whatever. And I know that I would not have done that on my own. I would not have been able to think about stepping outside of my own thoughts on myself and my life. Like, there's no way I would have been able to do all of that without your guidance, and I'm just truly thankful for that. I am really excited about these next couple of months. When I really couldn't have asked for a better leader and mentor to help me process all of these things. So I really appreciate it. I am so thankful that God led me to be a part of this process and that he is taking me on this journey. And I can't wait to continue. So what I would tell someone who was thinking about joining this mentorship is stop thinking and just do it. Right? Like, why are you thinking about it? What's holding you back? Yourself, probably. So stop it. Do the thing. Join. You know that you want to put God first. And you know that he is going to move mountains for you. So do the thing.
Are you ready to eat all of the foods that you love and lose weight? Oh, I knew I needed to eat more, but I was terrified. God had called me for 1.5 years to increase my calories, and I just didn't listen. But through Holy Spirit conviction, I have been able to lean into MACROS this year and have lost and kept off 24 pounds, only by the grace of God. Hey, sister, welcome to Her Weight Loss Mindset. Are you sick of trying diet after diet and not losing weight? Do you wish you could find easy meal prep ideas for your family so you're not standing in the kitchen yet again, wondering what everyone is going to eat for dinner that's in line with your goals? Do you spend hours Googling easy workouts but then have no time to do them because your motivation only goes so far? Hey there, friend. I'm Lindy Slaybaugh, Christian fitness and nutrition coach, encourager, and friend. I gained 100 pounds in my late 20s and struggled for years to get it off. 7 years ago, I found a basic system that works and has helped me lose over 90 of those pounds. I've been working with women in online fitness and nutrition ever since. In this podcast, I'll teach you how to lose weight in a way that honors God without obsessing about the scale, and meal plan and prep for your family, and follow a macro-based plan that allows you to eat the foods you love while you reach your goals. It's time to give God your health journey and watch him make you new from the inside out. You've got this, sister. Now go grab your pre-workout or your third coffee like me, and let's chat. Did you know that I have a free community full of women just like you? Busy wives and moms who are working hard to lose weight in a godly way through mindset, meal prep, and movement? Come join us at the free community link below. We are getting amped up for Thanksgiving. That's all going to lead into a Merry Fitness boot camp kicking off December 2nd and running through the 6th. I am so excited about this month. We're going to share family meal prep tips and fun workouts and all things Christmas. It is the most wonderful time of the year. Jesus is the reason for every season, and we are going to bring in this year strong. So hop in that community link and join us. So at the beginning of this podcast, you heard from my girl, Katie. I've worked with Katie off and on for probably about the past year, and I am so excited that she has decided to join this mentorship. She's about a month and a half into her program, and she's just really working hard. Katie lost her mom suddenly this past year, and she's just had a really hard time, as anyone would, coming to terms with it. And so the just simple fact that she's given me the opportunity to work through her in this weight loss mentorship means the world to me. So if you're thinking of joining and you want a specific plan customized for you, hop in. You can find the link in the show notes. So today we're going to talk about macros. I'm going to say about 2 years ago, God really called me to up my nutrition. Actually, it's been about 1.5 years. And so I decided 1 year ago, October, that I was going to do P90X. I've been a body coach for years. I love Tony Horton. I've done a lot of his programs, but I'd always been too terrified to do P90X. And so God was like, I want you to do this program and I want you to increase your calories. Well, I didn't increase calories. I was not operating in Holy Spirit obedience. And pretty soon, as the beginning of the year came, I was doing another heavy lifting program, and I couldn't even finish it. I was so completely dilapidated. My body, my bones, my muscles, I was starving. My body was not changing at all. And God was like, well, I told you. So I was like, okay, I'm going to lay down my heavy weights, and we had just come out with a new 20-minute body weight program. It's a combination of yoga, primal movement, and I'm going to increase my calories about 300. So I was eating anywhere between 21 and 23 to 2,400 calories a day. And oh my gosh, I'm here to tell you, I've lost 24 pounds since, actually deciding that God knows best. Ooh, man, if only I would listen the first time, what am I going to say? It just is what it is. I am learning. But, I just really decided that I had been following the meal plan through the network marketing company that I was following for years. And I had luck. I had amazing luck as long as I stayed in line. I had avoided opportunities to go to dinner with friends because I didn't want to take, a chance on gaining weight. I was missing out on a lot of opportunities. And then when I met my husband in 2020 and, I actually started getting out a little bit, I gained 20 pounds within the first 18 months because I didn't have any kind of a plan. So when God called me to follow a macro-based system, I was a little nervous, but I was excited about what he was going to do. And that first month, I gained 6 pounds. And I was yelling at him in prayer one morning, you told me to do this and I'm being obedient. And he just kept saying over and over, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Well, of course I trust him. And so since that time, it takes a little bit for your body to adjust what's going on because you're actually, fueling her properly. But eventually my body began to crave that fuel and I started seeing body changes. I was sleeping better. My muscle tone was improving. It was completely mind-blowing to me, getting to eat a ton of food. I didn't have to restrict my calories. I didn't have to restrict my food groups. I just plugged it in. So macros free you from having to eliminate. We're not going on no sugar diets anymore unless God calls you to. We're not eliminating carbs because carbs are our body's energy, but we schedule and we plan. So in the mentorship, for those that are going through the second module, what we're doing is we're taking their current weight, their age, height, and then it's based on your activity level. So I'm creating a specific to them macro plan that allows them to utilize my Fitness Pal in a really, really cool way. Because if you try to use my Fitness Pal on its own, it calculates macros that are going to constantly keep you in starvation mode, which is probably why you've not reached your goal so far. So I've talked to you recently about macros and how to plug that into my Fitness Pal. But basically what we do is we follow a 40-30-30 macro count. 40% carbohydrates, 30% protein, 30% healthy fat. So you need your body needs carbs for energy. Carbohydrates come in the form of grains, bread, potatoes, rice, fruits. A lot of vegetables have carbohydrates. So it's really just finding a balance of those. I eat, I think I'm up to 220 grams of carbs every day, which makes me very happy. Your fat is how your body reacts to hormones. So you need a good amount of healthy fats, but not too much. A lot of people blame carbohydrates for weight gain, but in my opinion, it's actually lack of protein and too much fat. And then protein is what your body needs in order to stay full and then recovering from your workouts if you are participating in workouts. So, let's say that you're going to go out to dinner one night and you know that you're going to a pasta place and you're probably going to have a glass of wine. So the beautiful thing about macros is you go in, you plug in your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You give kind of an estimate of what you're going to eat. You can go to the restaurant website. There's a lot of really handy tools anymore that you can look and see what you might want to have. So you can just kind of plug in like an idea, plug in your wine, plug in your salad, plug in your dessert if you're celebrating a birthday, and then your other macros through the day, you can adjust accordingly. So you're going to be surprised at how much food this is, but when we're underfueled, our body stays in starvation mode. She cannot function as God has created her to. So you'll experience bloating, you'll experience, you'll be lethargic, like you'll get headaches. There's just a lot of things that happen when we do not get the proper amount of calories and macronutrients. So, you really just need to understand that your body requires a certain amount of food in order to function. You need a healthy balance of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So if you are struggling to know what those are, hop in my free community. Get in this Mary Fitness Bootcamp. I will have an opportunity for live VIP coaching after each of the trainings every week, and I will create a specific macro plan just for you. You and I will do that separately. You don't have to tell people your weight unless you feel comfortable with that. It really doesn't define you. It's just a number. But we have to have those variants so we can plug those things in. So macros is just a very free-based way of eating. We're not counting calories. We're not counting points. For me, we're not counting containers. I did that for years. And it's really it's idolizing food. The Bible is very clear about what God says about how we're to honor our temple. We're not supposed to have idols. And food, diet culture, restricting food groups, obsessive calorie counting, obsessive exercise, all of these can quickly become idols in our lives if we are not being very intentional about letting God lead our food choices. It was hard for me to lay down my control over my eating when I knew that he had called me to something different. You are not alone in this. This is a hard concept. Some of my clients right now are eating upwards of 2,400 to 2,500 calories. It's a lot when you're used to eating 9 to 1,100. So don't sit there and say, oh, I could never do that, and you turn off this podcast right now. No, you are here because you want to learn to eat in a biblical way. You want to learn to give your body what she needs. We're basing our eating off of how we fuel, not how we feel. Just because we followed a fad diet for our entire lives, or I watched my mom drink Slim Fast from the time I was tiny. I can remember her drinking Slim Fast in those nasty cans, and it smelled when you first cracked it open. We're not living in a culture of diet anymore. We are living in a mindset of God put potatoes and beans and fruits and vegetables on the earth for us to eat. If he gave it to us, it's here. Eat it. Know your macro counts. Know what makes you feel really good. Avoid the things that make you feel really bad. This is a great way to implement treats. If you're someone like me who loves to have a sweet treat, you're going to really quickly see that going to Starbucks and having a sugary drink is going to be probably most of your caloric intake for the day. But you can learn to make a healthy iced coffee at home. One, you're not supporting Starbucks, which, my own personal choice. I don't do that. But you can have your own low calorie, super delicious iced coffee at home. You can make delicious recipes. You can make all kinds of fun things that are going to help you align your healthy goals so that you're eating in a way that is fueling your body. So macros are an incredible, incredible, incredible way to fuel. It's going to take your body time. Allow 30 to 45 days for yourself to really get into a habit. You're going to gain weight. You are going to gain weight the first month, maybe 45 days, maybe 2 months that you follow a macro-based plan. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust that if God brought you here and you are listening to this message, that he needs you to lay down your obsession with diet culture because it's keeping a barrier between you. He knows better. You deserve to eat in a way that makes you feel really good, in a balance of way that makes you feel really good. The beautiful thing about this is, if you're a vegetarian or a pescatarian or whatever, you can eat this way and still reach your macros. There are ways to do it, okay? Just be mindful, stay in prayer, let God lead your nutrition journey. From someone who procrastinated this for a very long time, like he knows best. I know that we know that, but then sometimes it's like, ooh, even this morning, like I recalculated my macros because I've been exercising this week. Thank you, Jesus. And while I was making my breakfast and buttering my second piece of homemade Amish sourdough toast, I was like, well, maybe I should just stay a little bit less on my macros. And he was like, no, you're moving, eat the food. Eat the food. Okay, remember, it's going to take 7,000 calories a day for you to gain 2 pounds. So as we lead into Thanksgiving, we're not going into this as a minimalist mindset. You can calculate a macro plan for Thanksgiving if you want to, just to see how you fare. I think there's if you plug in Thanksgiving meal to MyFitnessPal, it gives you 1,100 and some calories. But I would challenge you to get in there, log your mashed potatoes, log your 6 to 8 ounces of protein, just to see kind of what you normally eat and what you plan to eat that day, just so you kind of know and you're aware. This does not take long. It just takes a mental shift and a physical shift as your body learns to adjust. But I promise it will happen. It will come. Be patient, stay in prayer, let God guide you, and I promise he will make it happen. Don't forget to hop in the free community at the link below. God bless. Hey sweets, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who may also want to lose weight without all the dieting and restriction? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It lights me up to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, it's time to go make a protein shake and get my sweat on. No more standing in the kitchen waiting for motivation to appear. I'll meet you back next week for another episode. Be blessed.